Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. A skinny dipping couple in deep dark summer, cheating on their lovers, finding a body in the water, and delighting in how much more dangerous and risque their behavior has become. Alright, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. A beautiful cover here, which is partly what enticed me, and we'll get into that in a second. So, nonfiction, true crime drama, I would say. Author is John Berendt. Came out in 1994, which I think is also another part of its charm, which we'll get into here. It is a true page turner. It is rich with characters, a sense of mystery, scandal. It is very charming as well, and clever. Very compelling. Just throwing a bunch of adjectives at you. It was a longer book, but one of the shortest reads I'd had in a while at that point. Is near 400 pages in this hardcover edition. So I just saw it at one of my local used bookstores, and I was like, this is intriguing. It kind of looks ominous. And I was like, orange is an interesting choice of text on this screen. Just from like an aesthetic perspective, I was like, this image and the title, and I was like, I might be into this. I'll read you some of the blurbs on the back, because they also, I had never heard of this book. I didn't know about the story. I just saw the cover, read the back, bought it, and was very happy that I did. So here's the praise. 2 out of 4 of them anyway, I'll read. Forceful, clear, gripping. Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil is the best nonfiction novel since In Cold Blood, and a lot more entertaining. Since Berendt's book has everything going for it: snobism, ruthless power, voodoo, local color, and a totally evil aestheticism. I read it till dawn. John Berendt has the ability to make the truth read like an exciting novel. This book is original, funny, and bleak, and it beckons quite alluringly to armchair adventurers who are as curious about human nature as about the nature of certain places. I finished reading it convinced that Savannah itself may be the greatest performance artist of our day. So, those were the two longer bits of praise. There's 2 shorter ones too, but yeah, all of that just gripped me, and I was like, "Yep, I'm in. I'm sold. I don't know what I'm getting into exactly, but I'm gonna get into it, and I think I'm gonna like it." And I did. It was just, again, definition of page turner, incredibly entertaining. And like someone said there, who was it? Ann Beattie. Ability to make the truth read like an exciting novel. This is nonfiction, and it starts off as this true crime kind of thing. But I mean, the city of Savannah is a massive character here. The setting usually is a character, in a way. For a lot of books, but this is again, when there's so many cliche phrases, but they fit so well here. Colorful characters, check, that's in here. I don't know if I would say it's suspenseful, or it's not a suspense or a thriller. It has this crime drama element, except that it goes way off the rails there and explores all these other things, and just dives into all these other people's stories that are loosely and sometimes intimately attached to the original crime. But again, it's just written in such a way that has a pull. I just couldn't wait to get my hands on it again and keep reading and keep reading and keep reading. I think that there's also, if you have heard the podcast S-Town, and you enjoyed it, I think you will like this. There's a bit of humor. So S-Town, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it starts off with the same premise of true crime. There's like something going on here. Something's fishy. Something happened. Let's investigate. And it takes a couple left turns and like, but there's humor along the way. Very tongue-in-cheek, both the podcast and this book. So getting back to the book, I think that if you like a great story, you will like this book. Rich characters. The setting is so important for this. It has a sense of mystery and scandal. That's another huge word for this, scandal. If you like spilling tea, then I think you'll like this. I love spilling tea. Like, I just have to admit, I really enjoy gossip. I enjoy spilling tea. I'm very curious. I want to know what happened. I want all the details. And, this book gives you that. This book just goes into it. Again, I don't think you would have to be familiar with the case at all to enjoy it. I don't even think that this is like... that's the thing, when I'm thinking about who would like this book, I don't think even it's like, oh, you like nonfiction stuff, you'll like it. I mean, like, fiction or nonfiction, it doesn't matter. Like, the story is so good, the writing is so good, the characters in here are so filled out, and you just, again, there's this tongue-in-cheek, humorous nature to things. There's crime, and there's, like, things happening in here that are not cool, but they're not presented in, like, this really dark, ominous way. Like, that's the thing. Like, the cover, I thought this was going to be a lot darker. And, I mean, with the type of crime and stuff, like, it's not friendly, happy stuff. But the book doesn't read that way. Like, the characters that are being talked to and written about are just, like, so vibrant. Again, amongst this Savannah backdrop is just beautiful. So, again, compelling and rich, all the other adjectives I said that I don't want to repeat. But again, a true page turner, super good book. Is it important? No, I don't think so. But it serves a function of entertainment to the point where it's top shelf. For me, this is top shelf. Top shelf entertaining book. I love it. It's really good. I definitely would impress it upon others who want just like a really good read. Like, you're into a good yarn, a good story, fantastic writing, amazing characters. Like, and this is not fantastical. This is like real world setting and is nonfiction. But again, I don't think fiction or nonfiction, that wasn't, I don't know. It was just like, okay, wow, that's a really good story and really great writing. And I just enjoyed it thoroughly. So, usually, I will say, in case you're new to the book reviews, or reviews of any kind in general, usually for me to put something on the top shelf, it's got to be what I would call important. It has to, like, challenge me in a certain way and, like, really be, like, activate my introspective being. And, like, this book doesn't really do that. Like, someone here talked about how, it was Ann Beattie again, if you're curious about human nature, and, like, yeah, I guess, but it doesn't read as this thing that, like, pushes you or challenges you. At least not me. And yeah, this is still top shelf for me. Again, top shelf entertainment, beautifully written, great characters, awesome book. Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. Check it out.